began to notice other law enforcement with their lights and sirens activated, also driving north on 75.
We admitted earlier, but where in relation to that hallway did you approach the building?
You have other guys featured here at the museum. You know, you have Joe Pistone, you have Jack Garcia. They'll tell you the same thing.
And as an audience, we had never seen a cop show like that.
Right.
We had seen all the procedurals, detectives.
Targeting Jay Dobbins as the suspect in the attempted murder of his wife and children. Today, his name has been cleared.
2 ATF, what appears to be ATF agents. They're in T-shirts and jeans with some sort of...
If you have them, I'm out of here. That's how quick it is. Yeah.
Number 3. ATF Agent Testimony. ATF Agent Brett Brandon, with over 10 years of experience, testified in the trial related to the Oxford school shooting, shedding light on his role in investigating arms-related crimes. Currently assigned to the Pontiac Armed Violence Task Force, a collaboration with the Oakland County Sheriff's Office, Brandon provided insights into the jurisdiction and scope of ATF operations. During his testimony, Brandon outlined the ATF's mandate to enforce federal arms laws, focusing primarily on arson, explosives, and arms regulations. He elucidated how ATF agents collaborate with state and local law enforcement agencies, emphasizing their involvement in investigating state crimes and enforcing state laws. Brandon's extensive background includes a Bachelor of Arts in Political Science and completion of training at the ATF National Academy to become a special agent. He recounted his involvement in numerous shooting investigations, underscoring his expertise in arms-related cases. When questioned about his role in the Oxford shooting investigation, Brandon revealed his immediate response upon learning of the incident.
I began to notice other law enforcement with their lights and sirens activated, also driving north on 75.
We admitted earlier, but where in relation to that hallway did you approach the building?
Through that and other partnerships, we commonly embed with and work with state and local law enforcement on a daily basis. As I entered, I realized that they were on their, I believe at that time, their second clear of the building to make sure that it was safe.
I'm handing you what's this marked and admitted as People's 32, Exhibit 32.
Despite not being formally assigned to the case, his familiarity with the area and close relationship with local law enforcement prompted him to rush to the scene. As Brandon drove to Oxford High School, he observed a caravan of law enforcement vehicles converging on the location. Upon arrival, he noted the absence of armed fire and students in the vicinity, indicating that the threat had been neutralized. Inside the school, Brandon coordinated with other law enforcement personnel to ensure the safety of the premises. Recognizing the urgency of the situation, he focused on locating the arm used in the shooting to aid in the investigation. Overall, ATF Agent Brett Brandon's testimony provided valuable insights into the agency's role in investigating arms-related crimes and its collaboration with state and local law enforcement agencies. His swift response and decisive actions underscored the dedication of law enforcement personnel in ensuring public safety and upholding the law.
Special Agent, what's your formal title?
It's a special agent with the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives. Federal abilities and assistance would be to locate the firearm and start the urgent trip. Right now I'm assigned to the Pontiac Gun Violence Task Force. It's a partnership with the Oakland County Sheriff's Office.
The shooter was in custody? Were you able to learn that?
Yes, during that time is when I learned that the shooter was in custody. And firearms laws, but as you might expect, our primary focus is on enforcing the federal firearms laws.
Where was he?
He was standing in front of the administrative offices in the front of the school.
Number 2. ATF Agent Jay Dobbins. Jay Dobbins, a retired ATF agent with 27 years of service, shares a harrowing tale of survival and resilience in the face of danger during his tenure as an undercover operative. Recounting the events that unfolded on his very first case, Dobbins reflects on the profound impact of being held hostage and shot through the chest, an experience that would shape his career and perspective on law enforcement. Dobbins' journey into law enforcement began abruptly in November of 1987, with little to no prior experience or familial background in policing. Just 4 days after joining the ATF, he found himself thrust into the perilous world of undercover operations, tasked with confronting violent criminals who wielded arms and explosives with impunity. As Dobbins delved deeper into his role, he encountered the stark realities of violent crime, from home invasion to murder-for-hire schemes, underscoring the grave dangers inherent in his line of work. The pivotal moment in Dobbins' career came when he was taken hostage and shot point blank during an arrest assignment. Miraculously surviving the ordeal, Dobbins emerged with a newfound sense of invincibility, viewing his survival as a second chance at life. However, this brush with death also instilled in him a reckless attitude, characterized by a belief that he was immune to harm and an eagerness to confront danger head-on.
You have other guys featured here at the museum. You know, you have Joe Pistone, you have Jack Garcia. They'll tell you the same thing.
And as an audience, we had never seen a cop show like that.
Right.
We had seen all the procedurals, detectives.
Targeting Jay Dobbins as the suspect in the attempted murder of his wife and children. Today, his name has been cleared.
Undercover in that world, it's a nasty, dirty, violent, corrupt lifestyle.
Found the reality is that Lamborghini, was like a beat-down Monte Carlo.
From the get-go, Jay Dobbins told News 4 Tucson that it wasn't about the money.
The physical scars left by the bullet that pierced his chest serve as a constant reminder of his mortality, yet Dobbins' resolve remained unshaken. Despite the inherent risk and uncertainties of his profession, he approached each day with unwavering determination and a fervent desire to make a difference. However, beneath the facade of confidence and bravado laid a profound vulnerability, a recognition of his own fallibility and the fragility of life itself. Dobbins' candid reflection on his post-traumatic mindset reveals the complex interplay between resilience and vulnerability in the aftermath of trauma. While his survival served as a testament to his strength and fortitude, it also exposed the psychological toll of living on the razor's edge of danger. The sense of invulnerability that initially propelled Dobbins forward ultimately gave way to a sobering realization of his own mortality, prompting him to confront the inherent risk of his profession with a newfound sense of humility and caution. Moreover, Dobbins' experience underscores the importance of addressing the psychological impact of trauma within law enforcement communities. The stoic facade often associated with police work belies the profound emotional and psychological toll of confronting violence and danger on a daily basis. By sharing his story, Dobbins shines a light on the human cost of serving on the front lines of law enforcement, challenging stereotypes and fostering greater empathy and understanding for those who risk their lives to uphold the law.
In undercover work, I think it's a big, fat, bold line. There's certain things.
I was part of the Hells Angels investigation, which we named Operation Black Biscuit.
What it was the audio recording of a Baltimore City
Crime to women to whatever kind of compromise you can imagine is present there.
My boss is like, hey man, you still want to work undercover? I'm like, yeah man, this dude's a freaking hero.
You know, I don't think there's a thin line between right and wrong.
Number 1. ATF Home Visit. The video capturing ATF agents' interaction with an arm owner in Delaware has sparked concerns over potential overreach by federal agencies, particularly in the context of recent reforms to the federal arms license system under the Biden administration. The footage depicts ATF agents, accompanied by a Delaware state trooper, visiting a man's home under suspicion of potential straw purchases, wherein arms are acquired on behalf of individuals who cannot legally purchase them. However, the manner in which the agent conduct their visit and the implications of their actions raise questions about privacy rights and legal boundaries. The video begins with the arrival of ATF agents and a Delaware state trooper at the arm owner's residence. They present a list of arms purportedly purchased by the individual between January and the present, indicating their intent to verify whether he still possesses these arms. Despite the absence of a warrant and any visible indication of wrongdoing, the agents proceed to request voluntary cooperation from the homeowner. Critically, the location of the encounter, which appears to be in a residential neighborhood devoid of any discernible criminal activity, prompts speculation regarding the agent's motives. The absence of probable cause raises concerns about the justification for their visit and the potential targeting of individuals based on factors beyond legal parameters. Additionally, the agent's attire, characterized by tactical vests and arms, contributes to a perception of intimidation, further exacerbating apprehensions regarding their conduct. Throughout the interaction, the homeowners complies with the agent's requests, ultimately showing them one of the arms listed. Despite the absence of any incriminating evidence or resistance from the individual, the agents continued to press for further information, suggesting a willingness to disregard privacy rights in pursuit of their objectives. The rationale provided by the ATF agent for their visit revolves around the purported increase in armed violence and the prevalence of straw purchases. However, the lack of transparency regarding their selection process and the absence of concrete evidence linking the homeowner to illegal activity cast doubt on the legitimacy of their actions. Moreover, the assertion that purchasing more than 2 arms generates a multiple sales report, thereby facilitating surveillance of armed transactions, raises concerns about potential infringement on privacy rights and the creation of a de facto arm registry. The absence of accountability mechanisms and safeguards to prevent abuse of power further underscores the need for scrutiny of ATF practices. The reluctance to adhere to legal protocols, such as obtaining warrants based on probable cause, and the reliance on voluntary cooperation undermine the principles of due process and individual rights.
2 ATF, what appears to be ATF agents, they're in t-shirts and jeans with some sort of...
If you have them, I'm out of here. That's how quick it is. Yeah.
Decided that this guy was not a straw purchaser. Did he destroy all the paperwork? And you'll notice he's flipping through the pages and he has this guy's 7 guns that he purchased.
Yeah. Okay, that's all I'm doing is verifying that, look, verifying that you have it. You got 2 different purchases.
That's all for this video, folks. See you next time.